In the beginning, the cosmos was resting. Bhagavan Vishnu slept, unaware of the doom approaching the universe. A curse was whispered from a previous cycle of creation, and then a bowstring snapped, and in an act of tragic fate, the head of Vishnu was cut and lost to the endless ocean. But who decapitated Vishnu? Why would the very source of preservation be destroyed like that? And why was his catastrophe the only way to save the universe? The answers to all these questions lie within the Devi Bhagavatam. Namaste friends, welcome back to Chaturya, the fourth state. I'm your host K. Kumar. In the previous episode of this Devi Bhagavatam series, I told you about the infinite vastness of the cosmic Ekarnava, which was broken by the sheer radiance of Parashakti, the Divine Mother, who woke Vishnu and gave him his first great commission to begin creation. This Purana, the Devi Bhagavatam, came about because the rishis wanted to know the single path to liberation. Our narrator, Suta, confirms the answer lies in the stories that show the Mahadevi's power is absolute. Today in episode 2 of our Devi Bhagavatam series, we recount the epic crisis of the headless Vishnu and the silent curse of Lakshmi. This is the tale that proves that sometimes the only way to save the universe is for the Supreme God to fall. But before we dive into this episode, let me ask you a very small favor. Please subscribe to the channel and the bell icon for notifications. Now let's begin the episode. After receiving Mahadevi's command to begin creation, Vishnu concentrated his entire will, and from his navel, the center point of his being, the brilliant lotus stalk ascended, bearing the god of creation, Brahma. The primary deities were now in place. But before their work could truly begin, they faced an existential threat carried over from the previous cycle of time. It is believed that long before there was an asura called Hayagriva, and this asura had performed an unimaginably difficult penance, meditating on the source of all power until he received a dangerous boon that made him virtually invincible. With this terrifying power, Hayagriva conquered all three worlds and committed the greatest sin. He stole the Vedas, the sacred scriptures that contained the knowledge necessary for creation. The entire divine order was paralyzed. There was only one God capable of stopping him, Vishnu. So the Devas flocked to the preserver in desperation. But Vishnu himself had fallen victim to a self-inflicted cosmic mishap. Legend says that after an exhausting battle, Vishnu, in a moment of utter weariness, rested his head upon the taut, curved string of his own mighty bow or dhanush, which was planted upright on the ground. He had entered a deep sleep known as Yoga Nidra. The other devas, desperate to rouse Vishnu for their crucial sacrifice, approached Brahma. But Brahma, seeing no other way to break the divine sleep, created a swarm of tiny Vamri ants, white termites, and asked them to eat the bowstring. But the Vamris protested, declaring that disturbing Bhagavan's sleep was a sin equal to Brahma Hatya. So Brahma offered them a celestial contract, a powerful boon. Brahma promised Vamri ants the permanent share of leftover ghee from all future yajna or fire sacrifices, only if they would cut the bowstring. So the wise Vamri insects agreed, and they started chewing on the bowstring. And finally, when they ate through the string, the bow recoiled with a sudden catastrophic force. The thunderous sound shook the universe. The momentum was so great that it decapitated Vishnu, sending his crowned head soaring into the endless ocean. The supreme god, Bhagavan Vishnu, was now headless. The devas were instantly plunged into wailing, sorrow, and terror. All hope seemed lost. And in that awful silence, Brahma, in his wisdom, directed the weeping gods back to the central truth. Brahma said, "We must cease our sorrows and meditate on the eternal Mahamaya, because she is the mother of all, the prime Prakriti, and she alone will solve our problem." And the gods began chanting her hymns, her glory. And then an auspicious, authoritative female voice came from the heavens. It revealed the mother's grand design in two parts. First, the voice confirmed that Vishnu's head fell due to a previous tragic curse from his wife, Lakshmi Devi, stemming from a misunderstanding. And second, the Devi's voice declared that this catastrophe was a necessary act of fate, for it was the only way to defeat the asura called Hayagriva. The Mahadevi's voice revealed that the demon's specific hidden boon, that Hayagriva can only be killed by one who is horse-faced. The mother's strategy was genius. she commanded Vishwakarma, the divine architect, to take the head of a horse and fix it on Vishnu's body. And by the grace of Mahamaya, the preserver, Vishnu was instantly transformed into the counterboon Hayagriva, the horse-headed divine warrior. The new Bhagavan Hayagriva quickly slew the wicked Asura and retrieved the stolen Vedas, restoring creation's knowledge. And that is the awe-inspiring story of sacrifice and resurrection, proving that the Divine Mother's wisdom operates on a level the Devas themselves cannot fathom. If you're fascinated by the intricate details of power and creation in these ancient texts, please support this channel, Chaturya the Fourth State, by liking, sharing, and ensuring you rung that notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Now that this episode is over, if you remember correctly that I mentioned Vishnu was resting after battling two Asuras, Madhu and Kaitaba, before he was decapitated. But who are Madhu and Kaitaba? How did they originate when there was nothing in the universe? And how did the Mahadevi use her most subtle weapon, the power of illusion, to defeat them? Find out in the next episode. Until then, may the Devi be with you.